Hello, CUSD students, families, our college reps that are joining us tonight, our presenters, and community members. My name is Monica Cabrera. I am a CUSD-Futureology college and career counselor. I want to welcome all of you to the Southwest Showcase. This is part of our Capistrano Unified School District Virtual College Fair for 2021. On behalf of our CUSD Futurology team, I just want to thank all of you, including our presenters for tonight, for joining us this evening. I want to go over a few logistics to get us started. So this presentation is being recorded and will be available on our website and YouTube channel following the conclusion of our fair. This is a week-long event, so this recording will be available shortly after it wraps up on October 22nd. All attendees, all the students and families joining us tonight, your mic and video is muted, disabled. You will not be able to see, join in or all of that. We won't see you, we won't hear you. And then we do ask that if you do have any questions for our presenters today, to please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to submit those questions. If you have specific questions for a specific school, I do ask that you include the name of the campus or the name of the presenter on there so that they know that that question is for them. Otherwise, we will assume that it's a general question for all our presenters. We ask that you hold your questions, like I said, until the end, but if possible. And then finally, we do kindly request that you submit some feedback for us on following this event. We will send an email with the survey so that you can complete it and share your what your experience was like during this showcase. So with that being said, what we're doing for this showcase is this is a rapid fire highlights presentation. So we have 4 wonderful, amazing schools joining us. They're going to be presenting for about 6 minutes. Students, families, please take note of the schools that interest you. Write down the email or contact information for the presenters so that if you do have additional questions that we aren't able to address today, you can contact them. This is the order we're going to go. So with that being said, we're going to get started with Texas Christian University.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ali Kavidra, and I am the Regional Director of Admission for Southern California for Texas Christian University, also known as TCU. Next slide. We are located in the great state of Texas, no surprise there. And we love the city we're in. Fort Worth, Texas is a vibrant city, the 12th largest city in the US. So if you're worried about living in the middle of nowhere, no need to worry. You're going to be in a vibrant city. Our college campus, though, we're 250 acres and we're not downtown. So we're not going to be in the middle of the city. We're going to be about 8 minutes from the city center. So you still get that traditional college campus experience at TCU. 4 seasons we do get in Texas. We are up in that northern part of the state, which is why you see those seasons. So if you're worried that it's going to be hot and humid all year round, I promise you it will not be. We do get snow days and ice days in the winter, but only a couple. So when we talk about cold seasons, it's typically kind of more mild. Other things to know about where we're located, we are home to the world's largest honky tonk. So if you want to learn how to line dance or two-step, you can join us at Billy Bob's and learn how to get some country line dancing in. And if you like country music, it's also a lot of fun. Next slide. TCU, we pride ourselves on being a medium-sized university. We have 9,700 undergrads and about 1,500 graduate students. Our primary focus is our undergraduate education, although we do have graduate programs, and we also have a fairly new medical school at TCU as well. We have a 13-to-1 student-to-professor ratio, and our average class size is 26 students. Over half of our classes are below 20 students, and a really big class at TCU, you're looking at maybe 45 or 50 students. So our students definitely get those smaller classes. About half of our students are from the state of Texas and the other half are from outside of the state of Texas. We don't have any policy restriction on the number of students that can come from out of state. It just happened to be that way this year. Next slide. At TCU, we have 115 majors. Most popular majors fall in our Neely School of Business, with about 25% of our students falling within a business major. Think of like accounting, entrepreneurship, management, finance. Those are just a few of them. We also have our College of Science and Engineering for those students that are interested in the sciences and engineering. A lot of our pre-med students that are going to be in our Pre-Health Professions Institute to get ready for medical school will be in there as well. For Harris College of Nursing and Health Sciences, we do have a direct entry nursing major, as well as like movement science if you're interested in sports medicine. We have our College of Fine Arts if you're into theater. We have a top 10 musical theater major, acting, dance as a major, fashion, merchandise, and interior design, music. And those are just a few of those fine arts majors. We have our School of Interdisciplinary Studies with Women's Studies and our Comparative Race and Ethnic Studies major. We have our Adron College of Liberal Arts, popular majors in there, international relations, political science, criminal justice. We also have our College of Education if you want to be a teacher. We actually have 2 elementary schools on our campus that we own and operate, and our College of Education students work in there. And then we have our College of Communication. So if you like to write or talk, that could be a great program for you. Thinking of like film, strategic communications, communication studies, sports broadcasting, broadcast journalism. And you're also welcome to be undecided, so you don't have to declare a major right away if you don't want to. Next slide. At TCU, we love that we get that small academic experience, but you're still going to get that traditional college experience with being a member of the Big 12 Conference in athletics. We are one of the smallest Division I schools and one of the Power 5 athletic conferences, and it's absolutely free to go to all sporting events. So if you love football games, maybe basketball, volleyball, baseball, or our top 10 women's soccer program this year, you can go to all those games for free and cheer on your classmates. We also have a really vibrant Greek life at TCU with over 50% of our students in a fraternity or sorority. All of our first and second year students live on campus in our residence halls that are ranked number 4 by the Princeton Review as the nicest dorms. And we have a really active student body. So if you like the idea of going to college, study, but also on the flip side, have that balance of getting involved. The Wall Street Journal has ranked TCU number 3 in the nation for student engagement, meaning that we have a really active student body that gets involved. Next slide. And last but not certainly not least, at TCU, our admission rate falls anywhere between usually like a 40 to a 50% acceptance rate, depending upon the year. When you apply to TCU, you're automatically considered for all of our academic scholarships. And last year, 74% of our students got academic scholarships from us. We have a holistic admissions process, meaning we're looking at all aspects of your admissions application, not just your numbers. We look at your grades, your rigor of courses. We are test optional for you seniors and juniors, meaning you really don't have to submit your test scores if you don't want to or if you didn't take them. But we're also going to look at your involvement in activities, your letters of recommendation, one from a teacher, one from a counselor, as well as that college essay that you get to write. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A, and I'm happy to answer those at the end of this program. But you can always visit tcu.edu. And again, my name is Ali Kavidra. I am your admissions counselor, and my contact information is on the TCU website if you do have questions and want to reach out to me. Go Frogs. I'm going to pass it on to our next presenter.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ricky Alarcon, and I'm with Loyola University, New Orleans, of course, in the city of New Orleans. We are a small private Jesuit institution located just 25 minutes west of downtown. I'm an assistant director for admissions. So I cover, I'm actually housed in Texas, but I cover all Western United States, including the state of California, where that's usually our second, third most popular state that we get students from. So thank you for having me here. Next slide, please. And so this next slide just kind of gives you an idea of who we are. We are, again, a Jesuit institution, private school, but we're very welcoming to students from all different backgrounds and faiths. And so we're roughly over 3,200 students. Again, if you're looking for that small campus where you know your professors, you're not going to get lost, and then opportunities to do research, study abroad, volunteer in our community service organizations, we have that for you here on our campus. Next slide, please. And so this is roughly a breakdown of who we are, of the class of the senior class that just started 2021. You see the female, the male breakdown. We do attract students from all different backgrounds and different faiths, different demographics. We do attract students that are first in college. And then you can kind of see the out-of-state, Louisiana, in-state students in our international breakdown. So again, bringing students from all over. Next slide, please. So I want to spend a little time here at our popular majors. So you might have heard of other Loyolas. We are definitely different from the other institutions. In New Orleans, of course, music and media is our most popular department. We do have 3 departments: College of Music Media, College of Arts and Science, and College of Business. So our music and media seem to be very popular. And those include programs such as our music industry studies, where you learn not only your talent, your craft, but you also learn the business side of the music industry, how to get paid for your music, your recordings, etc. We also just started a new program called Hip Hop and R&B, again, for those content creators, beat makers, even if you're thinking about maybe sound engineering or studio recording, engineering, we offer that for those students. In that program, there's also theater. Of course, New Orleans is very big on fine arts, whether it's our jazz studies program or our theater. We do have a lot of opportunities for our students to get involved in that. In that program, there's also our design, which that kind of covers like graphic design, web design. And then we have mass communication, one of the oldest journalism schools in this part of the United States. So that's our College of Music and Media. Our second most popular programs are probably going to fall into the College of Business. We are a port city, trade, commerce, very big here in the city of New Orleans. So accounting, management, entrepreneurship, we offer those programs for those students. 3, I would say, would be our sciences. We do offer the traditional biology, chemistry, but we also offer marine biology. We just started to have our direct entry to nursing program. We just started that this fall. And again, we will have those programs to help you get ready for medical school. 4 is psychology and 5 is criminology. So those are our top 5 programs. We do have a law school here. So pre-law is very popular in a way for some of our students. And so those are our top 5 areas. But just like a lot of liberal arts schools, we too encourage students to double major or add minors to their program. So we encourage students to have that, a depth of different programs under their belt. So we encourage that. So if you have other passions and other subjects, we can definitely make a program dedicated to you. And so the last couple of minutes, I'll talk about our admissions. We are on the common application. There is no application fee for our students to apply. We are what they call test free or test blind, meaning we don't look at test scores at our application. So it's more of a holistic review, looking at the student's GPA, the rigor, the courses that they've taken. And so we'll look at extracurriculars. There's an essay, letter recommendation requirement for students that will go into there. If you're a music and media major, you might need to submit either a portfolio or an audition or even an interview. So I can help students with navigating that part. But again, that's also a part of the for admissions for those students that want to go into those majors. And then lastly, our scholarships. We do offer great scholarships. When people hear private schools, they think, oh, it's going to be too expensive. But actually, with our merit scholarships that range from $14,000 to $23,000 per year, a lot of this can help cut the cost. And so I tell students to take a look at us, see what merit scholarships that you can attain. Again, since we are test free, that GPA plays a big part of that. Of course, the higher the GPA, the more merit scholarships we award to students. And again, these are yearly amounts that they can get. We also offer athletic scholarships. We do offer offer NAIA Division I sports. So we offer scholarships for those students. And we have an honors program for those students that are highly the high achievers. They could definitely apply for our honors program as well. Next slide. So definitely visit our campus. We have a lot of options, virtual sessions, in-person sessions. I'll put my contact information on the next slide, on the next chat box. So again, feel free to reach out to me, and hopefully this piques your interest and that you'll be able to look into Loyola. Last slide, please. So yes, the Loyola is your classroom. New Orleans is your classroom. So not only going to get great education inside the classroom, but also outside the classroom. And so with that, I'm going to give my time back to my rest of my colleagues. Thank you, Monica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raylan Klein. I'm an admissions rep from Azusa Pacific University. We are a private Christian university located about 40 minutes east of LA. So we're about 40 minutes east of LA, 40 minutes away from the beach, 40 minutes away from the mountain, and then 40 minutes away from Disneyland. So we're a very central location, but that's just a little bit about our location. Next slide, please. Awesome. So a little bit about APU. We are Christian, like I said, but I'll talk about that in a second. We are kind of found on 4 cornerstones. That means that's kind of the foundation of who we are. So those cornerstones are Christ, scholarship, service, and community. So I'm kind of going to go through each of these briefly. So Christ, like I said, we are a Christian university. You don't have to be Christian to attend though. So we do want students that come from all different backgrounds, all different religions. We really value diversity in our students. And so that's something that's really important to us. So regardless of if you're Christian or if you come from a different background, we want you at APU. With that being said, we are, we are we have faith-based requirements. So we do have chapel and we do have Bible classes that are included. So the next the next cornerstone is scholarship. We offer over 75 majors. So we have lots of majors that you can choose from. I know that that gets kind of tricky because there's too many options to choose from, but I will say our 5 most popular majors are nursing. We are #1 in California for nursing, actually, which we're really proud of. Business management, psychology, allied health, and then communication. So those are just our top 5 most popular ones, but we also are really well known for our music program, our acting program, teaching program. So our whole liberal studies program is really amazing, and our whole arts program in general is just an incredible program to be a part of. The next cornerstone is service. So we do have a service requirement. That's 120 service credits throughout your time at APU. That's not 120 hours, but we do that because we want to encourage students to kind of get out in their communities locally and globally and serve others. And so how you can do that is you could do that through volunteering at the local homework house across the street from campus, or if you want, you can go to a different country. We send students to 22 different countries, over 22 different countries, and they kind of pick what they want to do and they fundraise the whole year with their team. And so some examples are going to Greece and volunteering with victims of human trafficking. There's some that go to Mongolia and play soccer with kids. There's some that go to Kenya and volunteer at orphanages. So there's lots of options that you can choose from, but those are just a few. So those are how you kind of get those service credits. The last cornerstone is community. So community obviously is really important when you're looking for a university to go to. We really value community at APU. I think if you go on campus and you see someone, you ask them why they chose APU, I think they would most definitely say community. We have lots of ways to get involved. We have dorms that are amazing. We're actually voted, I think, in the top 10 for first year experience. And then we also have housing for other years, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Then we also have clubs on campus. We have sports, we have intramural sports, and different things like that. So there's a few things that you can get involved with, but that's just a few. That's just a taste, but there's so many different ways that you can get involved with. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so by the numbers, so you could click ahead a little bit. Okay, so we have 9,006 total students. So we have 4,000 in undergrad and then 5,000 in graduate programs. Our average class size is 19 students. So if you're really looking for that smaller feel, this could be a really good option for you. And with that being said, our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. So that means that you really have the opportunity to get to know your professor and have them get to know you. I had coffee with my professors. They would invite me to their house for dinner. They would help me study for exams, things like that. So that's what you're going to get at a smaller university. We also have 17 NCAA Division II sports. Sports are super fun to attend, all the games, all the meets. We have basketball, baseball, soccer. Actually, our men's soccer team was voted #1 in the nation a few years ago. And so that's an amazing way to get involved as well. Next slide, please. Awesome. So some application requirements. So all you have to do is go to apu.edu/apply. That link is down below. But here are some requirements. So we do accept a 2.5 GPA and up, and that is weighted. So if you've taken a lot of AP classes, no worries. We do need a personal statement, and then we're SAT and ACT optional. So you don't have to take those exams in order to get accepted into APU. We also don't have an application fee. We know that it gets so expensive trying to afford to just apply to schools. So we took that fee away this year, which is an amazing thing, I think. So next slide, please. Awesome. So one thing that I want you to get out of this is 100% of students receive financial aid at APU. What that means is once you apply and get accepted, you will be awarded a scholarship no matter what. So it is based on your GPA, it's merit-based, but regardless of what your GPA is, as long as you meet the minimum requirement, you will receive a scholarship. So as long as you have a 2.5 and up, you will receive a scholarship. That ranges from $11,000 to $22,000. You can see them kind of laid out on the slide, but these are available to you. You don't have to do anything to get these. They're automatic to you. We also have other scholarships like the Trustees Scholarship, which is a full ride scholarship actually that you can apply for. And I'll talk about the deadline a little bit later, and we just have a lot of different scholarships that you can look at. Next slide, please. Awesome. So kind of nearing the end, some deadlines. So November 15th is early action deadline. So if you want an early decision, you can do that. Trustees, the full ride scholarship application is due on November 15th, and nursing application is due on November 15th. So make sure you get that in. Then February 15th is regular application deadline, and May 1st is deposit deadline. So those are just a few of the deadlines. If you have questions, I think that's the final slide. Yeah, so if you have any other questions, let me know in the chat. I'm happy to answer anything that you have, but really grateful for you to just listen and learn more about APU. So I'll just pass it off to Maria Fernanda.
Hi, good evening. My first name is Maria Fernanda with Arizona State University. I believe I'm the last to go this evening, so thank you for sticking around. Hopefully this is a fun way to wrap up. So I'll also be sharing my email and contact information in the chat box at the end. So next slide, please. So Arizona State University is the largest public research university located in the Phoenix metro. There are a lot of different ways to explore ASU. We are ranked #1 in the country for innovation. So if you're in the state of Arizona, if you're in the Phoenix metro, that's certainly something that you'll see everywhere you go. And that is because it really speaks to the quality of our academic programs as well as student experiences. So many of our academic colleges are nationally ranked, both undergrad and graduate degrees. So we are in the top 25 in the US for undergraduate business programs, top 36 for best engineering programs, and top 10 at public university in the US for first year experience, and many, many more around that as well. But I think what's really exciting about ASU is that you're able to really make your experience at ASU curated to what you want it to be about. So you don't have to be a certain type of student to fit in or anything. You can really just come and explore there are so many different opportunities for engagement. More than half of our students, by the time they graduated, reported that they did research, student teaching, clinicals, internships, practicums, and over half of them reported that they were paid for that. So you're really able to have a very robust student life, but also academic experience, which I think is really exciting. Next slide, please. So being in the Phoenix Metro, it means a lot of different things. So first of all, it has some amazing outdoor recreational opportunities. So if you want to do hiking, kayaking, anything outdoors there, you can find it at ASU. Being in the Phoenix Metro, you also have access to all of the urban amenities that the city of Phoenix offers. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the country. So you have everything from performing arts, movies, dancing, theaters, art festivals, and also some really amazing companies and other opportunities in the area. So about 60% of students decide to stay in the state of Arizona after they graduate. All of the Fortune 500 companies in the state of Arizona are headquartered in the Phoenix Metro. So some of our top employers are the Boeing Company, Honeywell, Amazon, Banner Health, the state of Arizona, Mesa Public Schools. So it's a really, really amazing place to start as a student, but also as a young professional. Next slide, please. Our structure, our campus structure is pretty unique. There are a lot of things about ASU that are unique. So we have 4 main campus locations. So each one is truly a main campus. It's equipped with its own residence halls, dining, fitness center, library, lab spaces, everything. So you never have to leave your campus if you don't want to, but you can if you want to. So I'll do kind of a brief overview of each one, as we have over 360 majors. So some of them are offered on more than one campus location. Others are only offered on one campus location. So Tempe Campus is the largest and the oldest at ASU. It has about 51,000 undergraduate students. We are a Division I university, huge football school, lots of school spirit. So if you're looking for a big campus experience, then ASU could be a really good option. It is located in the city of Tempe, so there's so much to do within walking distance, coffee shops, movie theater, shopping, dining, all of that's within walking distance. And many of our education, business, engineering, performing arts, liberal arts programs are at the Tempe campus. We also have our downtown Phoenix campus, and this has about 11,500 students. So it's a pretty compact campus right in the heart of downtown Phoenix. That building you see on the screen is home to our journalism programs. We have some amazing facilities for journalism, broadcasting, community health, all of the health sciences, pre-law, all of those pre-professional tracks, as well as some other amazing public service programs. So if you're looking at those areas, that is where you want to go, the downtown Phoenix campus with ASU, because of the proximity to those related internship and job opportunities. The next, we have our Polytechnic Campus, which is about 5,000 undergraduate students, and it's home to our robotics programs and some of our engineering programs, lab spaces, aviation. It's a really beautiful campus. So I know I mentioned engineering is also offered on the Tempe campus. So I would recommend when it's something like that, that's on more than one campus, you just explore both campus locations and decide which one is the one that you prefer. And then last but not least is our West Campus, which is about 4,000 undergraduate students, and it's located in the West Phoenix area. So it's a really beautiful campus. I know sometimes students are surprised that you can have that small campus experience at ASU, because ASU is such a large, well-known research university, but you can. So if that's what you're looking for, then you can definitely find that on the West Campus. So I would say the best way to see which major is offered on which campus, all of those fun major questions, is to go to asu.edu/degrees, and that's where you can search by keyword, and you'll find all of the related majors, and you'll be able to see a program description of each major, a major map, a list of all the classes you would take for your major, the campus it's offered in, a lot of great information. So that's asu.edu/degrees. And next slide, please. Awesome. So I think this is something that I touched on a little bit earlier, but what's really amazing at ASU is how diverse our student body is. So we have students from all over the world. Our alumni network alone is over 500,000. So 500,000 alum all over the world. We have about, I think, 120 alumni chapters. So just in the state of California, we have about 52 to 54,000 alumni. And we have alumni chapters in Orange County, in San Diego, in Los Angeles. That's just in Southern California. I know I'm missing one more. So it's really exciting because you're welcome into an alumni that's in all industries. So everything from business, education, engineering, the liberal arts, performing arts. We have our students come from everywhere and go everywhere. So we have about 1,000 student clubs and organizations. Sometimes I'm asked, do you have this club or that club? And the answer is probably yes. We have over 1,000 student clubs and organizations. So like I said, it's really exciting because you're able to curate your experience to be what you want it to be. We also have over 65 different religious organizations and houses of worship. We have Greek Life, 7 student coalitions, and we also offer and guarantee housing to all first-year students. So you'd be living with students of your major. Next slide, please. Awesome. So for our engineering requirements, our admission requirements, if you meet the admission requirements, you're guaranteed admission. We do not look at essays. We do not look at letters of recommendation. If you have an unweighted 3.0 GPA in the 16 core competencies, then you're guaranteed admission. And we do accept the Common App or the Coalition application. Some majors might have higher admission requirements, so you want to make sure to double check asu.edu/degrees. But again, if you meet them, you're guaranteed admission. None of our majors are impacted. And next slide, please. I believe that, yes. Okay, so if you wanted to learn more about ASU, all of our academic colleges have their own information sessions. So we have information sessions on every single college. It's done, they're done with current students. And we also have a general university information session, application workshops, FAFSA workshops. Our honors college has their own information sessions as well. And we have a lot of student events also on campus for prospective students. So I believe that is the last slide for me. I'll drop my information in the chat box and I will pass it back to you, Monica.
Thank you, everybody, for that wonderful, all the wonderful presentations and all the amazing information you had to share. So now let's jump into students and families and attendees. If you want to submit any questions, please use the Q&A button. I do remind you that if you have specific questions for specific presenters or college, please include that in the question. So we do have a question on there for all of you. All of our presenters. So can you discuss or share a little bit more information about the cost of attendance for your schools? Yeah, so if you can all just briefly share that information.
Yeah, I can hop on. So for Arizona State University, the cost of attendance is generally $40,000 to $45,000, and we offer financial aid as well. So I'll pass it to Ali, I think.
Great, yeah, and I love that the person that asked this question said cost of attendance, because oftentimes we get asked, what's the tuition? And I'm always like, you want to know what the tuition is, or you want to know everything, right? You want to know everything. You want to know the cost of attendance. So at TCU, our cost of attendance is $66,600 currently for the year, which includes everything, including travel expenses and all of that estimates for the year. But a majority of our students, over 80%, are getting financial aid. So it's not very common for a student to actually pay that full cost of attendance.
Yeah, same thing with Loyola. You know, I think I mentioned in my presentation, our merit scholarships tries to cover a lot. Our tuition and fees, room and board, we kind of put that around $57,000 a year. So again, with our merit scholarships and financial aid, a lot of our students do qualify for that to hopefully get, you know, grants, work study loans, to reduce that amount. So definitely check out our cost net price calculator on our website. That can kind of give you an idea specifically to your family.
Yeah, similar to all of them, we do have a cost of attendance, but you won't be paying that because you will get a scholarship. So our cost of attendance with tuition, housing, meal plan, and insurance and everything is about $51,000. But again, you will get a scholarship.
Thank you all for answering that question. Are there any other questions from our attendees today? Please submit them now. Otherwise, I do want to make sure that I thank you all of our presenters today for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for coming and share information about your schools. One last thing before you all jump out. I know you're all leaving, but please join us for the rest of the college fair. This is a week-long event. So tomorrow we are doing breakout sessions by topic. Wednesday, we have another college showcase. And then Thursday, we're also gonna do more breakout sessions. So thank you all. I don't see any more questions. So I think, oh, actually we got one more. Caught us right before we left. Okay, so any on-site tours, any in-person tours? I'll start off with Allie if you want to answer that question.
Yeah, we have on-campus tours and generally Monday through Friday, definitely. And then most Saturdays as well, we're open for campus tours in the morning and afternoon. They can fill up quickly though. So I do recommend going on our website and registering in advance.
Perfect. Ricky?
Yeah, so we are also offering in-person tours. Again, with social distancing, they're very limited to the space. So we do recommend, like Ali mentioned, definitely RSVP, save your spot before you come down here, just to make sure we don't want to have large congregations of people. So we try to keep that space, but also just want to mention virtual tours. So for those families that are still not really want to travel, definitely do a virtual tour. We are definitely offering those, and those are given by our current student ambassadors.
Wonderful. Raylan?
Yeah, we are offering on-campus tours. We also have campus events that are happening, so you can check out our website for that. But we also have a interactive kind of virtual tour on our website as well. So if you can't make it to campus, you can kind of experience campus virtually as well. So.
Great. And finally, Maria Fernanda, do you have any on-site tours?
Yes, yep, we do. We have on-site tours, information sessions, admitted student days, prospective student days, all of that good stuff.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, I'm going to give you a few more seconds just in case there are any last burning questions that kind of come in randomly right now. Please put them in the Q&A, but if not, please check out our other events for the rest of the week on our website, CUSD-Futureology.org/college fair. Please follow us on our social media. We are going to post all of these wonderful presentations on our website and also on our YouTube channel, so you can always come back and view those. So I see the questions. Yeah, yes, this recording will be posted on our website and YouTube channel so that you can review at a later time. So I think that's it. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all. A special thank you to our presenters. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Monday night.